Hi, my name's Kat, and today I did something a little bit different. You can probably tell from the title, I used the electric palette. I know I've been kind of cracking out these videos using this palette, but I feel like as I make more videos, I realize that what people like from me are my eye makeup videos, especially the ones where I use color, and I just feel like this is the perfect combination of the two things, using color and doing something kind of fun and different. So I did palette bingo, which if you're like, what? Basically what I did was I had Siri pick random numbers that corresponded with the eyeshadows, and then I used those shadows to do a look, and I'm thinking about doing this again in the future, maybe with a different palette, I don't know yet. But I feel like this was fun and definitely got me outside of my comfort zone as far as this green, if you see this green. So I'm just gonna let it happen because
Pick a random number, 1 through 5.
Random number between 1 and 5 is 3.
So she said 3?
Alright, so I had Siri choose my shadows for me, and so we have 3, 2, which is Urban, 3, 1, which is Slow Burn, 4, 2, which is Freak, and then 2, 2, which is Jilted. So I guess I can just start. I'm pretty sure I've used all of these in tutorials besides Freak. So it's actually, now that I'm realizing it, it's these shadows, the 3 in the middle bottom and then the 1 on the top middle. So I'll be able to remember where those are, hopefully. So the first thing I'm gonna do is kind of get rid of my creasing. I actually put on my face makeup a while ago, and then I was waiting for a package to come, and it didn't get here until 5, so I'm filming way later than I wanted to. Like, I wanted to film at like 1, so that was dumb, but it's fine. Okay, so there we go. Just some powder all around there. And then I think I'm going to, oh, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I wanna actually use Freak as the focal point because I usually wouldn't do that, and so that's kind of what this is about to me anyway. So I'm just gonna take Freak and pick it up with a flat brush. Maybe I should zoom in. Here we go. Okay, can we see? Can we see? Okay. And crease, crease. So when the mail came, or when the package that I was waiting for came, my dog barks at people sometimes. And the man, or my dog was barking, so I was like, I'm sorry about my dog. And she actually poked her head up next to my leg, like looking at the guy delivering the mail. And I was like, sorry about my dog. And he was like, it's okay as long as he stays over there. And I was like, okay. Or as long as he doesn't come out here or something like that. And I thought it was funny because 1, my dog's a girl. And 2, I don't know. It was just kind of funny the way he said it. So this actually looks kind of pretty, this green. So now what I'm gonna do is take just a little e.l.f. blending eye brush from the $1 line, and I'm gonna pick up Jilted. And use it all throughout my crease. Oh my god, this actually reminds me of a look I did when I was in high school. I was probably a sophomore. I don't know, I did a lot of colorful eye looks, probably when I was in 10th grade, and one of them was green and pink like this. Actually, I think my 10th grade picture, my yearbook picture, I have pink and green eyeshadow on. And I think people were like asking me, they were like, are you sure you want your yearbook picture to be like that? And I was like, I mean, it's the way I am, so yes. And I just think that's funny. Okay, so now I'm just blending it out a little bit. I can come back if I want to do more. So this looks really pink, even though Jilted is kind of like a purpley color. Like a purpley pink. But it's showing up very, very pink, which I'm actually okay with. I think it's kind of cute. I feel kind of like Sweet Frog or something. So I still need to use Urban and Slow Burn. I think I'm gonna put Slow Burn on my lower lash line. I feel like in a lot of situations I would just use Slow Burn in the crease, or it's kind of more of a focal point for the look. But for this, I really want to get that green in there, not just as an afterthought. I'm kind of taking it out a little bit here. And then the last shadow I need to use is Urban, and I'm just going to grab a little brush, just a little crease brush, and I'm going to pick up Urban and kind of wedge it in the outer corner crease area. Talking about how I always did really colorful looks in high school, or for part of high school, and some of them I feel like were really, really good. Like, I was looking through my old Instagram posts, and there was this one where I did this like blue with purple and pink. I actually might revisit that look, just like I revisited the teal one, the Minty and More look. I think I'll do something kind of similar where I revisit that, but some of them are so bad. Like, I don't know, I'll look back at old pictures of me and be like, oh my god, what was I doing? But I feel like that's kind of what happens when you work with color, especially if you're kind of a beginner or learning. Like, I feel like using neutrals, it'll kind of all turn out fine if you just like blend a little bit, because you're working in like 50 shades of beige. Like, you have browns and just things that are kind of all ultimately in the same color family. But if you're working with like a green and an orange and a pink and a purple, it can become kind of muddy really fast, and you have to kind of be a little bit more careful. And I feel like my #1 tip for doing looks with color is use different brushes. Like, if I was doing like a green in the crease and then a purple in the outer corner, I would be using 2 different brushes to do this blending. But I kind of strategically used pink in the crease and then a purple on the outer corner of my crease, so that I don't have to use even more brushes than I already am, because if I just kind of don't touch the green, or kind of just gently touch the green, then I don't have as much of a chance of getting the green muddied with other colors. Like with neutral looks, you can just kind of blend over everything, and it's fine. But if I was taking my big blending brush and blending over everything, I could really take a turn for the worst as far as this eye look goes. So I'm just gonna keep my blending up here and not onto the lid. So I feel like the orange on the lower lash line is looking a little disconnected. So I'm actually going to pick up some Jilted and just pop that in the middle. To add a touch of pink to it. And then I'm actually going to pick up my Urban, which is the purple, and kind of make this more of an outer C instead of an outer V just on the top. I'm gonna bring it to the bottom. But just ever so slightly. But doing this will marry the top and the bottom. And then I'm gonna pop a teensy bit more of Slow Burn, just so I'm not losing the orange. But adding the Jilted just makes it a little more pink, which makes it fit in with the top lash line a tiny bit better. And, or not the top lash line, just the top lid in general. And speaking of the top lid, I'm going to throw on a little bit more Jilted, just especially in the middle of the crease, just in case I blended too much of it away. All right, so just gonna blend over the top and make sure everything's even on both sides. Oops, sorry. And then I think that's the finished look. I'm gonna zoom out so you can kind of see what it looks like with the rest of my face. I think I might actually dip back into the green just to make sure I'm getting the most out of it. And then I want to do a liner. So that's the liner, this little brush. I'm telling ya, it's the best. It's the best little tiny brush that I have. And when I say little tiny, I mean it. Here's it next to just a BH Cosmetics brush that I have. So cute. So, okay, I did a little bit of liner, and now I just need to do lips and lashes. And I think for my lips, I'm gonna do like a peachy peach. For lips, I'm gonna use the Essence Lip Liner 12 Wish Me a Rose. So I'm just gonna do that. Do this. This is actually really pretty on its own. I really like this kind of pink. I haven't really been enjoying hot pinks on the lips, so this kind of pink really speaks to me. But on top of it, I'm going to put some of this Star Wars lipstick from CoverGirl. It says 60, maybe it's 09, hard to tell. Oh, there's a little dent in it. I don't know if you can see, who cares, it's fine. Okay. So this is similar to the lip liner, but maybe a little bit more peachy, a little bit lighter. And I've gotten a little bit oily because I've been wearing this makeup for a while. So sorry if that oil's been bothering you like the whole time. I hope you're not mad at me. Okay, so there's most of the look finished, but now I'm gonna put on some mascara just off camera because I feel like that's boring. So I'll be right back. So I just put on mascara, just a quick like 1 or 2 coats, just because I feel like I want the green to kind of be peeking through. If I put on lashes, you wouldn't be able to see the green and it would just look like kind of a sea of pink, which is fine for some people, but I feel like I want the green to be on display for this today. I rhymed. So, it's almost like my nails but my lips. That's cute, huh? So, just before I go, I'm going to take some of this face powder. You can see that I need a new one. And I'm just going to blend over the top edge of my eyeshadow, just in case. It's not as seamless as it could be. And then I'm going to do an inner corner highlight, and what I'm going to use is the same thing that I have on my face, which is from this Makeup Revolution blush palette. It's Sugar and Spice, and it has these 2 baked shades at the end, and one of them looks really deep and pink, but when I put it on, it almost gave me this like bluish, really cool toned highlight, and it looked awesome. So it's pink, but the way it reflects light is bomb. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the inner corner, and then I'm gonna pick up the lighter one that's above it and top it off. So I'm kind of mixing the deeper pink with the lighter one, and then I'm just gonna put some of that under the outer corner of my brow. Okay, so that's it. I hope you like the look, even if you don't like green. I hope maybe you got a few tips for working with color, and I hope you had fun. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.
I just realized I dipped my phone into chaos. You can see right there. Oops. Okay.
Pick a random number, 1 or 2.
It's 26.
No.
I'm not very smart.
I don't know what you